back when I lived in Chicago, I ran a meetup for Wing Chun Kung Fu. I've loved doing Kung Fu for years, and I wanted to share my love of it with anybody and everybody who was interested. So I would meet up every Sunday in a powerlifting gym and just share the gospel of Kung Fu. And there was a framework that I used to help people understand what we were there to do, because there were some folks who showed up with a lot of emotional problems and figured I'm going to go fight somebody about it. And then there were some folks who wanted to sit around and draw stuff. Like, just, you wouldn't believe the weirdos that would come out of the woodwork. So there was a way I had to be able to communicate how we're going to work together as we spend time together. And I realized that, oh yeah, this framework also helps when you're thinking about role-playing games in the relationship between dungeon master, game master, or whatever you want to call it, and the players, and how they interact when they are sharing time together. So I wanted to share what that framework is, and hopefully it'll help you think about how to approach your games despite or whatever side of that equation you're on. So let's dive into it. Now, there are basically four levels of interactive energy that you can experience. And really, the formula for teaching somebody martial arts needs to follow this graduated approach, because it's true that the lower level unskilled people are always the more dangerous ones, and they always wind up hurting the higher level students, because higher level students have more control and therefore can dial in their reactions, and they're going to take much better care of the unskilled person. But the unskilled person working with a higher level person believes, oh, no matter what I do, they're skilled. I can do anything. And then they do the wackiest stuff on planet Earth that you could never predict and wind up whacking somebody. So you have to bring them in and then go, okay, there are four ways that we could interact. And here's the first one. And it is going to be collaborative. We are going to work together. We're going to be nice to each other, slow, controlled movements, and I'm going to work with you and to even proactively play along to help you understand the particular technique or movement or principle that we're trying to get across here. So I'm going to go out of my way to help you out so that you can learn faster. So that's the collaborative approach. Then we're going to ratchet up the resistance just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going to willingly put myself into this position. I'm going to cooperate with you. And I'm still going to go along, but I'm not going to put myself into the right position. So that's the cooperative angle. Then we're going to cross the threshold into a little bit more dynamism, a little more resistance, and now this is the competitive layer, where now we're sparring. Now I'm not going to put myself in disadvantageous positions so that you can capitalize on them. We still have some rules that no face shots, no that kind of thing, right? But it is much more direct, and I'm not going to be as helpful, collaborative, or cooperative with you. Then the fourth layer is combative. This is, all right, we are in a fight and I'm going to win no matter what. And that is the highest level of resistance. And hopefully you never have to experience combative. So those are the four layers of collaborative, cooperative, competitive, and combative. Now, How does this apply to role playing games? Well, unfortunately, most people that, well, maybe not most, but a significant percentage of people see dungeon masters and the play group as combative, that we're trying to win the game, we're trying to min max, we're trying to outsmart, we're trying to subvert, we're trying to do battle with the dungeon master, or the dungeon master being like, oh, they got through my trap, I'm gonna punish them. And now they're in a very combative relationship, which that kind of antagonism is not conducive to a long-term relationship. But then there's the competitive angle of, okay, well, I still want to win and I want to beat the players, and that's not good either. But then folks can go too far to the extreme and being too collaborative of, oh, what do you need? Yes, and everything. And I'm going to relinquish all control as the dungeon master because it's all about fun for the players. So I'm going to put my whole existence in service of your fun no matter what. And I don't dig that either. But I do the kind of cooperative. Okay. So I don't want the DM to go along with the players no matter what, but I do want to cooperate with players, and I want my dungeon master to cooperate with me to facilitate the shared experience and the meaning you can get out of role playing games. So I don't want the dungeon master or the players to be too wishy washy. I don't want them to be too aggressive and combative. So I want that nice middle where everybody's contributing to the shared goal of an experience where we can deeply engage with taking the perspective of another person who isn't us. And that is a fine line between the tension and compression, the pushing and pulling of everybody's goals and their mission and reasons for sitting down at the table. So that's why I wanted to communicate that kind of spectrum of cooperation, playing along no matter what, to I'm going to fight you no matter what, and then finding that place on the spectrum where everybody can get what they need out of the experience. So, what about you? Have you experienced combative DMs? Have you experienced combative players, and what do you think contributed to that? I would love to hear your story, so hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to make this YouTube official, be sure to subscribe. Or if you enjoyed it enough to still be here and you don't want to make it YouTube official, then give the video a like. That will help YouTube know that other cool folks like you should see stuff like this. That's it for now. See you in the next video. Roll out.